It is exactly 1 p.m. from Morovia. A pleasant good afternoon and welcome to King's News Broom. 45 minutes of news about Liberia and the rest of our one globe. I'm Stephen Compton. First, the headlines. President Joseph Boyka to deliver third annual State of the Nation address amidst a tough legislative political climate. NEMOT's report of weak human rights, capital development, and economic transformation. Critics say the state is falling with urgent poverty and increased hunger plunging ordinary citizens. Congress for Democratic Change headquarters construction committee announces steady progress of party's new global headquarters. Show party members and supporters of completion and turnover in record time. And also coming up in the news, Liberia National Police sends to court 7 men for kidnapping and again sodomizing a 17-year-old boy in Paul River Community, Broville. And away from Liberia now, tens of thousands of people in Mozambique are being rescued as raising water continues to devastate the southern African nation. Worst flooding in a generation. Elsewhere, the first three-way peace talk between Russia, Ukraine, and the U.S. have ended in Abbott with no apparent breakthrough as fighting reaches. Details of these developments, the news bulletin, and the voices of the news makers are all packaged. We are taking a very short break to be right back. Welcome back. Up next is the Bulletin of News with Sam Andrews.
President Joseph Human Boakai will on today deliver his annual State of the Nation address amid what critics consider a failing state, abject poverty, and increased hunger faced by ordinary Liberians. Ahead of the President's State of the Nation address, many persons took onto Facebook questioning what could be contained in the face of deeply divided country, bad governance, and loss of key diplomatic privileges, including the United States government suspension of immigrant visas to Liberia. Although the 81-year-old President 2023 campaign messages highlighted compelling need of rescuing Liberia, his government now stands accused of doing little or nothing about job creation, alarming insecurity, declining economy, increased sexual gender-based violence, corruption, among others. President Boakai and his Unity Party Alliance government is facing serious allegations of witch hunt dissent, bad governance, violation of key laws, including tenure positions, protecting government officials accused of rape, and awarding key senior government positions to individuals from his native county, Lofa. He also stands accused of removing dozens of Liberians, some civil servants, from government due to their affiliation with former President George Weah Congress for Democratic Change. Several Liberians home and abroad have also raised concerns of the government carrying out selective justice, interfering with judicial issues, failing to tackle corruption, and plotting a legislative impasse in 2024, which lasted up to 2025, forcing Councillor Jade Fonantikofa to resign as Speaker of the House of Representatives. At the same time, there has been several and local international reports painting damning image of the country under the Boakai-led government. Some of the international reports include Global Hunger Index, which ranked Liberia 112 out of 123 countries in its 2025 report, indicating serious hunger situation in Liberia. According to GHI, Liberia's hunger situation is driven by systemic factors, including poverty, reliance on subsistence agriculture, weak health infrastructure, and limited access to clean water and sanitation. Among several other reports, NAMOD Partners for Democratic Development 2025 indicated that human capital development and economic transformation recorded the weakest performance. The report, which tracks 378 interventions across 52 programs and 6 payloads, revealed slow progress with only 0.8% completed, 43.7% ongoing, while 55% are either inactive or lack sufficient public data. In another development, President Bouaga has issued Executive Order 157, which exempts the Liberia Electricity Corporation from payment of customs duties and goods and services tax on electricity generation, transmission, and distribution equipment, materials, and fuel. The executive order was issued Saturday ahead of the president's annual State of the Nation address. In a press release on the executive mansion page, the Liberian president said the executive order will address the urgent need to reduce fuel and operational costs in order to sustain provision of electricity to Liberians at reasonable and affordable rates. The executive mansion statement also highlighted that the move indicates the government's intent to strengthen the operational and financial efficiency of LEC, supporting the transmission toward increased reliance on hydroelectric power and protecting the public from unnecessary tariff escalation. According to the executive mansion, LEC continues to confront significant external market pressures that have driven up operational expenses, particularly in the procurement, delivery, storage, and utilization of fossil fuels, notably heavy fuel oil. The release added these escalating costs present serious challenges to the corporation's ability to maintain stable electricity tariffs while advancing its efforts to expand hydroelectric generation, especially at Man Coffee Hydro Facility. Meanwhile, top critics and general manager of Royal Communications Incorporated, Anthony At-Law, Ibrahim William, has described President Bouaga's Executive Order 157 a deliberate attempt to distract the public from the terrible electricity situation now plaguing the country. Mr. William also accused the president and what he described as a thievery cabinet of issuing the executive order exempting the Liberia Electricity Corporation from taxes, not a means of benefiting the common people, but other means of corrupting the system. Ibrahim William further argued that there has been severe outages and fluctuations worsened by the dry season, noting that the move has already backfired. Anthony At-Law Ibrahim William also recounted how former President George Weah issued 2 critical executive orders that transformed Liberia's energy sector, impacting both solar power and on-grid electricity, further questioning the rationale of the latest executive order of the Unity Party. He noted that during the Weah's administration, LEC connections grew from about 37,000 homes in 2017 to over 200,000, while solar energy expanded across the country, bringing light to villages and towns that had known only darkness. The Congress for Democratic Change Headquarters Construction Committee has announced that significant efforts are being made towards the party's new global headquarters construction in Monrovia. In a statement issued Saturday following former President George Weah's visit at the site, the committee disclosed that the groundwork and foundation of the project are nearing completion. Former President George Weah, political leader of the Congress for Democratic Change, was accompanied by senior officials of the party during Saturday's site visit. According to the committee, works are progressing steadily, with efforts being made to ensure that the headquarters is complete and turned over to the party's members and supporters within a record time frame. The statement also disclosed that the project's steady progress is being driven by dedication, discipline, and unwavering commitment to erect a lasting symbol of CDC, a grassroots and revolutionary party. On October 18, 2025, thousands of CDC supporters, sympathizers, well wishers, and party executives joined former President George Weah to officially break grounds for the construction of a new headquarters following government's demolition of its previous headquarters in Congo Town. About 7 men in Paul River community, Broom, have allegedly kidnapped and gang sodomized a 7-year-old boy in the area, bringing to 2 gang sodomy cases reported in Montserrat in less than 3 weeks. Authorities of the Liberia National Police have identified the suspects as Boyman Davis, age 58, Hassan Musa, age 18, Foley Davis, 23, Vincent David, 16, Mohammed Salih, 35, Boyman Holmes, 29, and Moses Johnson, an adult whose age is not mentioned. According to the police, medical reports confirm that the 17-year-old boy was sodomized, adding that the suspects have been charged and forwarded to court for assaulting and sexually abusing the 17-year-old on January 17. They are charged with sodomy, kidnapping, aggravated assault, and criminal conspiracy. Previous report released by authorities of the Liberia National Police disclosed that the survivor, who is at a best state in health wards, admitted at JFK Medical Center for treatment. This latest alleged gang sodomy brings to 2 gang sodomy cases reported in Montserrat in less than 3 weeks. Several Liberians have expressed strong disappointment in the government's performance ahead of President Boakai's State of the Nation address. Speaking Monday during Citizens' View sampling conducted by OKFM, citizens expressed frustration over what they call government's failure to deliver on key promises made to the people during the 2023 campaign. According to those who spoke, a woman identified as Hannah Roberts said or accused the president of failing to create jobs, improve the economy, and reduce crime rates. According to her, since assuming office in 2024, President Joseph Boakai is yet to live up to the people's expectation and make true the many promises he made in 2023. A 57-year-old woman in Todi, rural Montserrat County, is said to have been raped by a local mining site security guy. The suspect, named Mohammed Ba, according to police preliminary report, committed the act on Sunday, January 18. Ba, a security guy assigned at a mining site in the area, is believed to have raped the woman while she was returning home from a nearby gold mine in the area. According to some residents in the area, the woman was discovered injured, but has since received medical assistance from members of the community who are also seeking justice for her. And Chief Justice Yamik Bese has vowed to ensure the judiciary strong support for comprehensive legal reform, noting it's essential to strengthening Liberia's justice system and democratic governance. Speaking over the weekend at the official ceremony marking the assumption of Councillor Bono Vama as chairperson of the Law Reform Commission, the Chief Justice emphasized the critical role of the Commission in shaping laws that guide judicial interpretation and national development. Chief Justice Gbese noted that Liberia is experiencing rapid societal and technological changes, making law reform not merely an option, but necessary.
Sam Andrews there with the news. Body thing is a regular feature on King's News Broom. 45 minutes of news about Liberia and the rest of our one globe. One of our top developments, Congress for Democratic Change Headquarters Construction Committee announces stellar progress of party's new global headquarters, shows party members and supporters of completion and turnover within record time. We are taking a very short break. We'll come back. We'll bring you voices of the news makers. Stay tuned. Welcome back up to this first development. Now, several Liberians have expressed strong disappointment in the government's performance ahead of President Joseph Boycart's State of the Nation address. Speaking Monday during citizen view sampling conducted by Orchid Evan, citizens expressed their frustration over what they called government's failure to deliver on key promises made to during the 2023 campaign. Among those who spoke, a woman identified as Hannah Rabbit said that she accused the president of failing to create jobs, improve the country's economic situation, among other things.
Since I vote me, oh yeah, you know what, Jenny, local and Loma or more man, you're not doing well. Somebody that's an opportunity. You don't got all men, you get all that brother, you get better. All the lady men facing. That's why we are there. He not doing nothing in the country. Send them wrong. We are saying he will bring up. He will make sure people say, oh, what's that bill? I get my father feeling. Who went there? Who pay almost $500 US? They get their job to my pa. But I don't know about what said the first time they were doing job with everything. Getting my point, I will talk about what told you. My pa was sick. I came about for the matter hospital. That was taking my pa. If I pay money, that was my pa keep that or he kill you. After she got 9, that will wait to the person in our phone. She after Nana, hospital. When you not get money, you're not pay. But they want me a business woman. I tell you what I say value. When you go on it, you tell what. Oh, I wish I was here. I've been selling for same money. If I tell what I say, no one saw you. The farm say what you said. You can save your money. You know my age? I'm 21 years. I get married next month. I pay myself. My daughter and she's some about it. I pay $500 for her. I'm paying it, but you have to build trust for the people. I tell you what I say. Even though saying not a cheap, but I have to make own money because I want. I used to help my man to make money. And I love a woman. What I say you do for her. You not do nothing, huh? We want to tell you, this year, how are you that money? So I used to go to put the money. They tell you, we're sharing the money. The poor are stealing the money. Why are you the money? You can't play my son of fact.
In terms of the missteps in this government, in terms of rule of law, good government, just for the government, with less than 5 months after election and everything was conducted, you saw the saga at the legislature, which is the 55th national legislature. So I want to speak on Joseph Boakai administration, the administrative malpractices, and disrespect to the rule of law. So in that or in the line, we have to make reference to our, because our governance system is started by the Constitution.
Citizens there expressing concern about the government's performance ahead of President Joseph Boycart's State of the Nation address. Up to this development, a 57-year-old woman in Toli in rural Monserrato County is said to have been raped by a local mining site security guard. The suspect, named Mohammed Ba, according to police preliminary reports committed at on Sunday, January 18, 2026, by a security guy assigned at a mining site in the area, is believed to have raped the woman while she was returning home from a nearby gold mining area. According to residents, In the area, the woman was discovered injured but has since received assistance from members of the community who also seeking justice for her.
Then you come on with the topic. Say, oh my, I want you. I said, ah.
You how many years old?
Me? I'm 57 years.
How many children you have?
I got 4 children.
4 children.
My grandchildren, there. 8 grandchildren, great one. So I say, you and my son, you're not equal. Don't tell me nothing. You and my son, you're not equal. Then he said, I will continue to tell you. You see? So when I finish now, I put my blindfold on my head. I was coming. When I was coming now, so now we read here. They read right here. They say, violent take it by force. Now I join me. They put my 12 fall down over there. All my blindfold was inside, everything done right here. When I want to work on you, hold my phone. Then you can't tear me down. You tear me back.
On the road now.
On the road here now. You tear me with my phone. You tear me now. So when you tear me now, the how you take all my clothes that were on me. Packing and my trouser. So how come when you tear me over there, you take all my clothes can't hold me right there. Now I step on you, you fall down on that side, the play right over there. You fall down there. When you fall down there, for me to work on that, then you can't grab my phone. You throw me down again. You want me by the buoy again. Is that 14? Is that 14? When you can't lay down over me. Myself, I push him. When one can't lay down over me, I push him. Yeah, myself, you can't lay down right here. That right here now, you lay down over me now.
On the mirror.
On the mirror.
Shouting.
I was shouting. My pure, you come for me, oh. My pure, you come for me, oh.
So nobody again?
There, boy, yeah. There, boy. They're crying. When you go down there, you start crying, coming. You saw the paper now coming now here, the paper come. The paper come is stood right here. That's a mamma na party drill. La rapid drill. If the paper is better pass, you go by your bende, you better pass. Papa say no, I can't pass. I will shout to. Papa start calling people, my people, you can, my people, you can. Now, I'm one more about me, coming over there. When they are coming on high, we are from home now. Stay for the start running to me on the feet. That money is just 7 body to me. I feel palm, I say my thing inside. I can feel palm. So the thing what I do for me, they do to me, I feel palm on it.
So what you want?
I want for government to help me the way how they will look inside, whether they were carrying you or anywhere to do it.
57-year-old woman there, a rape survivor, is appealing to relevant authorities to intensify efforts in addressing gender-based violence, particularly in rural communities. To this development, about 7 men in Po River community, Broadville, have allegedly kidnapped and gang-sodomized a 17-year-old boy in the area, bringing to 2 gang sodomy cases reported in Monserrato County in less than 3 weeks. Authorities of the Liberia National Police have identified the suspects as Boerman Davis, age 58, Hassan Musa, 18, Foley Davis, 23, Vincent David, 16, Mohammed Salif, 35, Boerman Homnitz, 29, and Moses Johnson, an adult whose age is not mentioned. According to the police, medical reports confirmed that the 17-year-old boy was sodomized, adding that the suspects have been charged and forwarded to court for assaulting and sexually abusing the 17-year-old boy. They are charged with sodomized, kidnapping, aggravated assault, and criminal conspiracy. The previous report released by authority of the Liberia National Police disclosed that the survivor, who is at a bad state in health, was admitted at the John F. Kennedy Medical Health Center for treatment. This latest alleged gang sodomite brings to the number 2 gang sodomite cases reported in Monserrato County in less than 3 weeks. Well, if you are just joining us, there's a reminder. You're listening to the Monday, January 26, 20 26th edition of King's News Broom. We're taking a very short break. When we come back, we'll bring you more developments. Welcome back and thanks for being there. The Congress for Democratic Change Headquarter Construction Committee has announced that significant efforts are made towards the party new global headquarters construction in Monrovia. In a statement issued Saturday following former President George Weah's site visit at the construction site, the committee disclosed that the groundworks and foundation of the project are nearing completion. Former President George Weah, political leader of the CDC, was accompanied by senior officials of the party during the Saturday site visit. According to the committee, works are progressing with effort being made to ensure that the headquarters is completed and turned over to the party's members and supporters within a record time frame. The statement also disclosed that the project progress is being driven by dedication, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to erect a lasting symbol of the CDC, a grassroots and revolutionary party. On October 18, 2025, thousands of CDC supporters, sympathizers, well-wishers, and party executives joined former President Joshua to officially break grounds for the construction of a new headquarters following government's demolition of its previous headquarters in Congo Town. In today's development, top government critics and general manager of Royal Communication Incorporated, Antonin Alo Abraham Wion, has described President Joseph Boyko's Executive Order 157 a desperate attempt to distract the public from the terrible electricity situation now fixing the country. Wion also accused the president and what he described as a thievery cabinet of issuing the executive order attempting the Liberia Electricity Corporation, exempting the Liberia Electricity Corporation from taxes, not a means of benefiting the common citizen, but another means of corrupting the system. He further urged that there has been several fluctuation worsened by the dry season, noting that the move has already backfired. Anthony Wen also recounted how former President Joshua issued two critical executive orders that transformed Liberia's energy sector, imparting both solar power and on-grid electricity, further questioning the rationale of the latest executive order. Still with more developments, Chief Justice Yamin Wese has vowed to ensure the judiciary's strong support for comprehensive legal reform, noting that it is essential to strengthening Liberia's justice system and democratic governance. Speaking over the weekend at the official ceremony marking the assumption of Councillor Abono Vanman as chairperson of the Law Reform Commission, the Chief Justice emphasized the critical role the Commission plays in shaping laws that guide judiciary interpretation and national development.
So that the incoming chairman is an always president of the bar. I'm not the bar. I'm part of the bar. They can see everything that is happening within the ring of the law, legal profession. So this is where she is supposed to be. That is the reason why I accepted to be here. I'm very thankful. The Law Reform Commission is very important, especially to us in the judiciary, because we are the end user of the law. When the law is not reformed, we suffer from recovery. The reality is that things are changing every day with technology, information technology, development in all sectors of profession. So if the law is not reformed to deal with this reality, millions of people find it very difficult to interpret the law. That is the reason why we believe that the government of Nigeria, emphasize the importance of the Law Reform Commission. The nation is a creation of law. The sound, the law, the rest of all will be one guy on to tell them how to live in peace is the law. So if the law is not reformed to deal with the reality, it's a dangerous of society. Newly apprentice, the challenge we have is greater. You need to make sure that they can do those schools and what kind of work we do here. Our law, as you know, our civil procedure law, criminal procedure law, were taken out of the law for the United States, and perhaps those men that took over just the name of the United States of that particular state. Some of the things that there are totally unapplicable to our situation. In reality, we need a reform. We need reclassification of the law, and I'm sure the caliber of people that you are going to deal with here, we expect to see it. Having said that, I'm very happy to be here. I want to appreciate that you being here. We good. In that sense, the two persons that come to here to support good living. You in the chair to come to the support. Thank you.
Councillor Massa Janaba, Commissioner.
And in his official takeover statement, Chairman of the Law Reform Commission, Councillor Bono Vaman, who also serves as President of the Liberia National Bar Association, emphasized the importance of strengthening Liberia's legal framework and supporting national development through comprehensive law reform. According to him, effective law reform is indispensable to democratic governance and must be driven by collaboration, professionalism, and public interest.
The law reform is indispensable. Ending unacceptable. That's why we indicated, in fact, we had a conversation with the president before President indicated that most support is needed for the president assured us everything is going to be done to recalibrate the functional responsibilities of the law. So far, I support on that 100%. He has ignored regretting to us more significant legal instruments. That's what we anticipate. That's why when you mentioned that our conviction was developed through have direct link with the office of the president, the Minister of Justice, is something that we can hold critically. And for me, I indicated to Mr. President, if we have the support to the Law Reform Commission and my team does not perform here, I will tell him on resolution support. He has pledged his community support, his government support. The fact that he has indicated that he will be visiting the commission maybe sometime after the summer. In fact, the Minister of State also has been intended by the President to work very closely with this commission. We are going to work together. The tax is very huge. As you put it, because you know the tender, we need some average, competent lawyers here to do some work. The little money you're talking about, the equipment I was going to budget, even before I took over sometime in December, I engaged my very friend, the Minister of Finance was out of the country, my brother Andrew Meyer was at the minister, and I went with them, and they were quite gracious. We have done some preliminary to raise the budget from 1.1 billion. As we speak, we're having a conversation with the legislature. I know they've done so well on the budget, but honestly, there's something in contingency was the minister. I've been assured by the Ways and Means Committee, chaired by Senator Prince Boy, that something must be done, and something has to be done to augment the budget.
Councillor Bono Vama there speaking. Earlier, you listened to the voice of Chief Justice Yamin Bwese. And now, away from home, tens of thousands of people in Mozambique are being rescued as racing water continue to devastate the northern African nation. The flood in a generation. Teams from Brazil, South Africa, and the UK have been helping with life-saving rescue operation. For me, this is the first time I have experienced a calamity of the magnitude. Others said a similar disaster took place in the 1990s, 24 years of mechanism. Antonio Lupin says, and elsewhere, the first three peace talks between Russia, Ukraine, and the US have ended in a about habit with no apparent breakthrough as 14 reaches. Ukraine president raised the possibility of a second meeting as early next week, while an American official said a new round will begin on February 1, 2026. The two-day talks ended after waves of Russian airstrikes targeted Ukraine's bullet damaged energy infrastructure, killing one person and injuring 35 others. Ukraine officials said Russia accused Ukraine of attacking an imbalance in Ukraine territory on its control, killing the three minutes later. It reported Ukraine missiles attack on energy infrastructure in Belgorod. Folks, this is how we go on today's edition of the news program. But before we take leave of you, reminder of top stories. We'll close the photo. President Joseph Boakai to deliver their annual State of the Nation address amidst tough legislative political climate. NIMOD's report of weak human capital development and economic transformation. Critics say the state is filled with abject poverty and increased hunger, clutching ordinary citizens. Congress for Democratic Change Headquarters Construction Committee announces steady progress of party's new global headquarters. It shows party members and supporters of completion and turnover within record time. Liberia National Police sends to court 7 men for kidnapping against sodomizing a 17-year-old boy in Port River Community, Broadville, and away from whom tons of thousands of people in Mozambique are being rescued as racing water continues to devastate the softened African nation. The world's flooding in a generation. And that's where the first three-way peace talks between Russia, Ukraine, and the US have ended in Abu Dhabi with no apparent breakthrough at 13 ranches. On this note, we'd like to say many thanks to our reporters, editors, for making today's news presentation all sources. Sam Andrews was here with the news bulletin. Jenan Persiman, Sarah Control, and ably coordinated the sound. I'm Stephen Compton. Thanks for listening and watching.